All right, welcome everyone. This is Josh Wallet, and we're going to take a look today at unacceptable appraisal practices as they're published by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. So the first step I'm going to take is to go to a browser window. I'm just going to type in, let's do Freddie Mac first. There's freddiemac.com, www.freddiemac.com. I'm going to click on the single family tab at the top, and then the guide and forms. Access the guide is found here in the center part of the page, and we're just going to click on all regs right below that. It's going to open up a different window. You can see yours may look on the left similar or maybe a bit different than this. Maybe you have something that looks like this, where it's just sort of 4 different areas. We're going to go into the single family seller servicer guide area by expanding it with the plus button. And then we can see partway down, yours may appear this way, Single Family Seller Servicer Guide. We're going to expand that if it already isn't expanded. And under Printable PDF Version, we're going to open that up and click Printable PDF Version of the Guide. That's going to change how your screen looks, and we'll see Printable PDF Version of the Guide right in the center there. And we're going to click on that. I'm going to open this window up here. I already had it opened on my computer. So it opens up the PDF Single Family Seller Servicer Guide for Freddie Mac. And again, we're looking for the unacceptable appraisal practices that they publish. So let's take a look just by using the Find feature that I have in my PDF viewer. Yours may look a little bit different. You might hit Control F. There might be a Find box. It might be in a different area of the screen. Mine's over here in the upper right. What I'm going to do is press Enter on that, and it's going to search the PDF document for the first occurrence of that phrase. And here we go. We have 5601.4, unacceptable appraisal practices. Now you notice it only highlighted part because I actually typed in acceptable appraisal practices, okay? But we got to the right area, didn't we? So we can see here it's a listing of a handful or several, up to looks like 10 for Freddie Mac, unacceptable appraisal practices. All right, just on one page there, really. So we have, for example, reliance in the appraisal analysis on comparable sales that were not personally inspected by the appraiser. Personal inspection requires at least a visual inspection of the exterior of the comparable property. So what they're saying here is basically however you are interpreting the different pre-printed language on those lending forms, they're trying to make it crystal clear here that they do expect the appraiser to have completed at least a visual inspection of the exterior of the comps. If we move further down here, we can see use of inordinate adjustments for differences between the subject property and the comparable sales that don't reflect the market's reaction to such differences, or the failure to make proper adjustments when they are clearly necessary. So perhaps there's a review performed on an appraisal report, and it's very clear from market data, maybe even from the comparable data right there, that adjustments were necessary, or there are very large or very small adjustments. Typically, we might have some alarm bells going off for very large adjustments, and then when there's market research, it indicates that large adjustment just isn't warranted. Okay, so this is a list of what Freddie Mac automatically considers unacceptable appraisal practices. Okay, so let's go back to our web pages and let's look at Fannie Mae's. So let's go ahead and go to www.fanniemae.com. We're going to click on the single family mortgages section, and I'm in the lower left. Of course, the web page may change slightly sometime down the road, but you're going to get into the single family area. It's opening up this tab for us. We can click on, let's close that pop-up, Selling Guide here. And then we're going to go to the Selling Guide under PDF versions. And what it's going to do is it's going to open up the PDF. I already have it opened up, so I canceled that. Let's go to it here. And again, let's go ahead and search for the phrase unacceptable appraisal, or in this case I typed in acceptable appraisal. And you can see it jumps us right to the table of contents. Now we could search again if we wanted to, or I can just click right in their table of contents to jump to that area. So I'm going to do that. And we can see here, section B4, whoops, it bounced me around to different PDFs, but that's okay. You can see here B4, unacceptable appraisal practices. So this is Fannie Mae's list of what is considered unacceptable. Development of or reporting an opinion of market value that is not supportable by market data or is misleading. Now that's a very general, broad statement. It's basically saying, look, you're arriving at an opinion of value that isn't market-based. Obviously, we would want a market-based opinion of value. That's pretty clear, but they set out to really list off what exactly are they considering unacceptable, and that clearly is something that they're going to think is unacceptable. Now, some of these items are very similar to Freddie Mac's, others are a bit different, and there are a few more in Fannie Mae's list than there are relative to Freddie Mac's list. Here's one: creation of comparable sales by combining vacant land sales with the contract purchase price of a home that has been built or will be built on the land. In other words, someone goes ahead and purchases a vacant lot, and then they have a contract perhaps with a builder for an additional amount of money to build a specific house. Well, you can't just put those two together and call it a typical market sale, right? So they're saying, look, we are considering that unacceptable appraisal practice that is not going to arrive at a market value conclusion by using that type of sale as a comp. Okay? You can, of course, go ahead and take a look through the list, and they also do show related announcements that may have related to unacceptable appraisal practices. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at how you can look these up. You can go right to, and I always encourage people to go right out onto the internet to look up these guides and handbooks so you can always look at the latest version. Thanks so much.